Hey guys, big welcome to our Utah Jazz 1994-95 season replay. We are playing NBA 2K19, and this is episode number 10. We're going to start things off by looking at the standings. As we sit to start this episode, we have played 46 games. We sit at 8 in the Western Conference. And if the playoffs were to start today, we'd be playing the top seed, the San Antonio Spurs, who are 34-13. The Rockets are right behind them at 31-13. Suns 30-16. Nuggets, T-Wolves, Blazers, and Mavericks would all be in the playoffs if it started today. The Warriors just outside the playoffs. The Kings a few games back, and the Sonics right behind them. The Vancouver Grizzlies, the LA Lakers, and the LA Clippers bringing up the bottom of the Western Conference. All right, game number 47. We're back home at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City to face the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 11-34. We sit at 500, 23-23, so an opportunity for us to get above 500 here. Bob Sura misses the shot. It's blocked away by David Benoit, and then David Benoit gets another block, and it's rebounded by the Jazz. To Isley over to the left side. This is John Crotty. Crotty back to Felton Spencer. Spencer back to Crotty. Left-handed three-point shot from the top of the key is good. Jazz lead 66-62. Now we're all tied up at 66. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bob Sura has it for the Cavs. Right side, he is guarded by Howard Isley. Bob Sura, round the screen. Nothing there, he'll back it out, swing it over to Bobby Phills. Bobby Phills on the left wing, going against David Benoit into the lane. Floated up and in, Bobby Phills hits the shot. Cavs have the lead. That lead would be short-lived though. The Jazz lead here with 4:50 to go in the game, up by 7, 89-82. John Stockton working against Terrell Brandon. Over to Brian Russell, skip pass across to Jeff Hornacek, and Hornacek hits the corner three. Jazz by 8 with 3:43 to go in the game. Terrell Brandon, guarded by Stockton, to Tyrone Hill. Tyrone Hill faces up on Ostertag, and he is stopped there. Between the legs, dribble back to Thunder Dan. No, but Tyrone Hill is there to tip it back in. Jazz lead by 7, 3:13 to go. Inbound to Hornacek. Hornacek to Karl Malone. At the high post, Karl Malone. Back to John Stockton, looking down the barrel. He pump fakes, drives left on Brandon, dumps it off to Karl Malone. Lay it up and in. Nice pass by Stockton to Malone. And the Jazz go on to win 100-94. We go above 500 at 24-23 through 47 games. We shoot 13 of 24 from downtown, 54%, one of our better three-point shooting games of the entire season. And we had a lead in the game of 25. The Cavs' biggest lead was 2. Tyrone Hill had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 1 steal and a block for the Cavs. Jeff Hornacek paced the Jazz with 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, no steals, no blocks, a pair of turnovers for Utah. So that's the last time that we'll face the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's look at the rest of this episode. We're going to see the Blazers, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves to finish off this episode. I believe we'll play the Timberwolves twice in this episode. So first off, we've got the Portland Blazers. They are 28-19. Ahead of us in the standings, we are 24-23. This is game number 48, and it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Salt Lake City. Jazz lead by 2. Stacey Augmon hits the 3. Gives the Blazers the lead. We're in the third quarter, midway through. Jazz up 72-71. This is Terry Porter into the paint. Terry Porter, left-handed layup, no. Rebounded by Brian Russell. Quickly out to Stockton on the right wing. Stockton blows right past Stacey Augmon. Reverse layup with the left hand is good. Jazz lead by 3. Later on in the game now, the Jazz leading by 5. Arvydas Sabonis down on the block against Greg Foster, and he is going to score. Blazers would come back to take the lead by 1, 113-112. A minute 52 to go. High-scoring game here at the Delta Center. Stockton. Karl Malone comes to set the screen. Stockton behind it. Stockton down the lane. Float it up and in. Gives the Jazz a 1-point lead. With a minute 45 to go, the Blazers call timeout. Jazz lead by 1 now. They have the ball. A minute 20. Stockton on the right wing. Karl Malone to set the screen. Blazers switch it over to the corner. This is Jeff Hornacek. Hornacek's going to go down baseline on Aaron McKee. Score it, count it. He is fouled. The foul is on Kenny Anderson coming over to help out. Hornacek will go to the line, try to give the Jazz a 4-point lead with 1:08 to go in the game. He does. And now it's a 2-point game. Stockton holding 19 seconds. There is a 5-second or 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Actually, more like 3 seconds. Here's Hornacek. Hornacek holding to Karl Malone. Malone on the block with 3 on the shot clock. Back to Stockton, looking down the barrel for 3. Got it! And that will do it. The Jazz are going to win this one 120-115. Climb a couple of games over 500 now, with back-to-back wins to start off this episode. Both teams shoot 51% in this game. The Jazz are 17 of 27 from the line. That's not great. Blazers 14 of 78. Our bench outscored them 38-30. Points in the paint 70-48 in favor of the Jazz. Our Vitas Sabonis 24 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals and 3 blocks, pair of turnovers for the Blazers. Stockton had 22 points and 19 assists for the Jazz to go along with 1 steal, and somehow the little man had 2 blocks in the game. Next up, game number 49. We're rolling right along here. The Denver Nuggets are in town to take on the Jazz at the Delta Center. We are 25 and 23, and the Nuggets have run out to an 18-point lead late in the first half. Stockton against Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Over to the right side, Brian Russell. Russell tees up the shot, knocks it down. 15-point lead for the Nuggets. Here come the Jazz. 2:40 to go in the first. Hornacek stops on a dime shot, no. Rebounded by Todd Lichty. And Lichty's going to come the other way for Denver. Lichty across the timeline working on Hornacek. Drops it down to LaFonso Ellis. Hands it off to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And he floats it up and in. Late in the game, Nuggets leading 112-83. Karl Malone from 20. Shot good. Looks like the Nuggets are going to run away with this one, though. Stop our winning streak. Here is Bryant Stith. Stith over to the right side to Winston Garland. Winston Garland against John Crotty. Both teams have their starters out, and Winston Garland scores going down the lane. Nuggets win 119-90. Jazz fall flat after a couple of good games. We go 3 of 20 from downtown. Not good at all. And points in the paint, the Nuggets beat us there 54-50. Second chance points, we win that battle 16-4. Bench points 47-37 in favor of the Nuggets. 31 assists to 26 in favor of the Nuggets. And they out-rebound us on the defensive glass by 9. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf with 22 points, 9 assists for Denver. And the big dog, Anton Carr, 17 points, 4 rebounds, and a block for the Utah Jazz in a losing cause against Denver. Denver looks like they are headed for the playoffs. Hopefully the Jazz can stay in the race. They should. I have every expectation that the Jazz will be in the playoffs at the end of the season. Game number 50, facing the surprising 29-19 Minnesota Timberwolves. Those pesky Timberwolves actually look like they might be headed for the playoffs as well. Wolves have a 10-point lead with 9:03 to go in the second quarter. Brian Russell back to the top of the key to Hornacek. Over the left side to Stockton to Hornacek. Going down the lane, lay it up and in with the left hand. Nicely designed play. Hornacek gets the layup. Timberwolves lead by 7 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Stockton will bring it across the timeline. Stockton yo-yos right side. Karl Malone acts like he's going to set the pick, then moves away over to Brian Russell. Russell gets it down on the block to Ostertag. Ostertag bodied up by Brewer. Across to Hornacek. Hornacek 3 rattles around and goes down. 4-point game for the T-Wolves now. And we're going to skip ahead here to the start of the third quarter. Minnesota's rolled out to a 17-point lead. It's 61-48 now. With 11 minutes to go in the third, Stephon Marbury holds it back to KG. KG hands to Starbury. Starbury around the screen from Brewer. Over to the right side to Googs. Down to Brewer, and he'll dunk it with 2 hands. Randy Brewer. 15-point lead for the T-Wolves. Now a 14-point lead. 9:35 to go in the third. Tom Gugliotta. Googs brings it across midcourt. Hands to Marbury. Marbury's guarded there by Stockton. Marbury pivoting and pivoting and pivoting. Over to the right side, Googs. Googs dumps it down to KG, and KG has nobody there to contest the dunk. 73-57. Minnesota by 16 now. 6:50 to go in quarter number 3. Stockton guarded by Marbury. Marbury comes up to body Stockton up. Here's Russell going down the lane. Float, score it. And it's a 14-point game. 11-point game now. Jazz trying to come back. 2:40 to go in the third. Crotty on the right side. Stockton and Crotty look a lot the same if you're just glancing at him out of the corner of your eye. Down on the block, here's Karl Malone. Karl Malone pivot, pump fake. It's going to try to go baseline. Nothing there. Gets it back out to David Benoit. And David Benoit's three, no. Rebounded by Karl Malone. Goes up on KG and scores. Cuts the lead to single digits. Jazz have come back now. 7 minutes to go. 84-82. T-Wolves hanging on to a 2-point lead. Stockton is guarded by Marbury. He'll hand to Hornacek. Hornacek guarded by Doug West there. They switch off. Here is Ostertag. Ostertag looks down on the block to Karl Malone. Can't get it to him. Gets it back out to Hornacek. Tag will go set the screen. Hornacek around it. Step back. Shot from 20. Back rim, no, but Ostertag comes flying out and gets the rebound. Over to Stockton. To Karl Malone at the high post. Karl Malone working on Doug West now. Back out to Hornacek. Hornacek looking straight down the barrel. Hits the shot, and the Jazz have the lead. 85-84 with 6:20 to go. Jazz have come all the way back. Down 17 at the halftime break. Here's Marbury over the left side. Down on the block to Doug West. West turnaround, fall away. Tough shot is good. Nice shot by Doug West. T-Wolves lead by 1. 4:58 to go. In the game, Stockton. Left side to Hornacek. Tag sets the screen. Hornacek guarded by West. Hornacek holding down on the block to Tag. Tag back to Hornacek, top of the key. He'll step back, pump fake, nothing. Over right side to Stockton. He'll whip it down on the post to Karl Malone. Karl Malone working on KG with the left hand. Jump hook, Karl Malone scores it. Jazz lead by 1. 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Tom Gugliotta holds on the left side. Guarded by Brian Russell. He'll get it down to Randy Brewer. Brewer scoop shot, no. Rebounded by Brewer. Another shot, no. Karl Malone secures the board. Whips it out to Hornacek going down the right side of the court. Horny pulls up for 3. In transition, he knocks it down. Jeff Hornacek. 96-92, Jazz lead. 3:15 to go. Stephon Marbury yo-yos on the left side. Randy Brewer sets the screen. Back to Brewer. At the high post. Turnaround, fall away. Probably not the shot the T-Wolves were looking for. And here comes Stockton the other way with it. Stockton across the timeline. Down to Karl Malone. Down the lane. Lay it up and in with some contact from Stephon Marbury, but not enough to stop the mailman. 4.4 seconds to go, and we are tied at 98. Timberwolves will look for the win here. 2 seconds, 1 second, fall away, tough shot by Marbury. Back of the rim, no, we're headed to overtime. Overtime here at the Delta Center. Hornacek, guarded by Doug West, gets it over to the left side to Brian Russell. B. Russ holds, Karl Malone comes to set the pick. Russell passes it over to Stockton behind the back dribble on Marbury, turns around, nothing there. And he'll shoot the fall away. No, but Tag with the rebound. Gets it back out to Stockton. The Jazz will reset. 3:15 to go in overtime. Jazz leading by 2. Stockton and the Jazz reset here offensively. Over to Hornacek. Karl Malone sets the screen. Hornacek reverse pivot and hits the 3. Jazz with a 5-point lead. That lead's now cut to 3. 103 to 100. 2:45 to go in overtime. Stockton around the screen from Tag. Stockton working on Marbury. Stockton looking down on the block at Karl Malone. He'll get it to him. Karl Malone with KG on his back. He turns and faces him. Shot from 18 is good. Karl Malone. Jazz lead by 5. Go on to win the game. 112 to 105. An overtime victory in game number 50 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not a bad win at all for the Jazz. We shoot 46%. Timberwolves shoot 45%. We are 10 of 21 from downtown. 14 of 21 from the line. They beat us in the paint 56-46. We had more second chance points. Their bench outscored us by 7. They had more assists. KG, 23 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists. Jeff Hornacek went off. Had 35 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist, and a steal for the Jazz in this matchup. Huge win for the Jazz, and this will be the last episode the last game of this episode. Next up, we'll start episode number 11 with that second game against the Minnesota Timberwolves here on the Moldy Cheese Historical Basketball Network.